Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Sue with Homesteading with Sue, and today I'm going to teach you how to cut up some rhubarb. No, actually, I'm going to do some rhubarb vinegar, which is good for salads, good for fish. I need 2 cups of rhubarb in small pieces, so I'm just going to cut this. And the other ingredients in this is 2 cups of white vinegar, and then we will put a fermenting cap on it, which is this. It has a hole in it so that the air gases can seep out while it's sitting for 7 days on the counter, and it's good for up to 6 months as long as you keep it in a cool, dark place. I just thought it would be something fun to show you. I bought a lot of rhubarb, of course. I always seem to buy extras. But I had somebody ask me to do stuff on rhubarb, so I might as well give you all as much knowledge as I can off things that I learned. And I'm going to put it in a half-gallon jar. That way I don't have to worry about the gases of the fermenting to come out the top of my lid, hopefully. And I'm going to keep it where I remember where it's at, because I always seem to forget that I'm fermenting stuff, and I end up leaving it going for too long, and it never turns out right. So I'm going to be right back. Okay, and of course I washed this before I started cooking. There we go. That's 2 cups. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Put it in the pan. And now I am going to turn this on. And we're going to add 2 cups of white vinegar. We are going to, when it's all said and done after the 7 days, I'll come back and show you what else I'm going to do, but I'll go ahead and tell you now. I will put a piece of cheesecloth in a colander, or I have what they call nut bag, which I'll probably use. It works much better for me. And then I'll drain all of the rhubarb off, and then we'll just have the vinegar left. And this is supposed to boil for like 2 to 3 minutes. And then we'll go ahead and pour it directly in here. Like I said, I'm going to use a half a gallon jar and my canning funnel. Those are the handiest things. If you don't have one, they work awesome for all jars. Just saying. It's one of my favorite pieces of canning equipment, to be honest with you. How are you guys doing? I'm doing good. It's warm out here today, or it's warm. It's like 78 degrees the last time I looked. Could be hotter now, I don't know. So if you can hear a fan, I'm sorry, but my house isn't air conditioned. And again, this is called rhubarb vinegar. And this is what the last recipe I made, it called for rhubarb vinegar, but I didn't have it, so I had to do it the other way. I didn't have time to wait for the 7 days to get it to where it was ready to use. And whenever you ferment something, you want a nice clean, everything needs to be sterilized and nice and clean when you do that, or otherwise the ferment may not work correctly. Okay, so just so you know, there's 3 different kinds of fermenting. There's lactate fermenting, which happens naturally. Occurring yeast and bacteria convert sugars into lactic acid. And then there's ethyl alcohol, which is what people do when they ferment beer, wine, and hard ciders and other alcoholic beverages. And then there's acetic acid, which occurs when starch from grains and sugar from fruit ferments. So, like, this is a case of foods like apple cider vinegar, fruit vinegars, kombucha, water kefir, and milk kefir. So this would be considered an acetic, I said it wrong. Anyway, a ferment. It's been around, fermentation has been around for thousands of years. And by the way, that the definitions to that came out of Everything Worth Preserving from Melissa Norris. And she's a great person to learn from. I learned from her on my canning. And so I just thought I'd give you that little definition because some people don't know what fermentation is. Now, I like to ferment my garlic and put it in the refrigerator. It comes to a one, I can't remember exactly, it's like a cup of water to 2 tablespoons of good salt, and you add the rest of it over the garlic with just water, and you shake it all up, and you just put it in your refrigerator, and you can use it for a long time. Okay, so this has been boiling for a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it off, and I'm going to gently pour this into this jar. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to work very well. There we go. Go ahead and put the rest of that in there. And the pieces I missed. And I will look back on this in like 7 days. I'm going to put it on my counter so I don't forget about it. And I'm going to go ahead and put this fermenting thing on it. I can't remember what the name of it right now is. And do not put your lid on all the way, because it'll gain, even though it has this hole, it will still get gases in it, and it will need to burp. So if you leave your lid off a little bit, it'll be fine. And if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to finish my rhubarb vinegar that I started last week. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the lid off, and I'm going to use a nut bag, and hopefully it does what it's supposed to. And I'm just going to drain that directly into my quart jar. And give it just a little bit of a squeeze. Smells great, actually. And then I'm just going to drop that in the sink for a second. I'm going to put my Denali lid on my vinegar. I'm going to write on it first. Rhubarb vinegar. And I have an affiliate code for Denali lids. Actually, Denali products, and this I'll have it linked to in the description. And this is what the rhubarb vinegar ended up looking like. And there is the name, and I'm also going to put 7/6 of 23 on it. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed this.